Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paris Conference on Arts and Humanities at Sorbonne University in Paris in May 2025. My name is Claudia Simone Dorchain. I'm a philosopher from Germany, and the topic of my presentation today is From Space to Spell, Media Reenactments of Heterotopia. The content of my presentation. The concept of media mass manipulation. The formula of media mass manipulation is Heterotopia plus ritual equals egregor. To elaborate on this formula, we will discuss Michel Foucault about the Heterotopia, Mircea Eliade about ritual performing, Mark Sedgwick about the egregor, Apollonian and Dionysian space, and media examples today. Thesis. Mass manipulation works through a combination of heterotopia and ritual. Media productions act like collective magic spells, producing egregors, emerging fields of consciousness. Further, heterotopia, ritual, and egregor encompass corrective, Apollonian, and/or de-individualizing, Dionysian qualities. Media become ritual platforms in postmodern societies, enacting ritualized visibility within virtual heterotopias. The digital space becomes an egregor engine. The concept of media mass manipulation and the formula Heterotopia plus ritual equals egregor. Heterotopia, the other world, is the space. Ritual, symbolic communication, is the action which takes place. Egregor, manifestation of collective will, is the effect. Heterotopia plus ritual equals egregor. Now let us have a look at heterotopia. What is heterotopia? Heterotopia means an alternative place from the Greek heteros, meaning other, and topos, meaning place. Heterotopias, according to Michel Foucault, are real places, effective places that are drawn into the structure of society, so to speak, counterplacements or abutments, actually realized utopias in which the real places within culture are simultaneously represented, contested and turned, so to speak, places outside of all places, also they can actually be localized. So heterotopias are not utopias. There is a physicality to heterotopias. Where is heterotopia? Examples of real heterotopias, according to Foucault, are homes for the young and the old, barracks, schools, cemeteries, real heterotopia, brothels, theaters, cinemas, museums and libraries, all of which are established architectural institutions, but there are also temporary heterotopias, such as fairground meadows, annual fairs or holiday villages, which only exist or come to life for a short time. All heterotopia are implicit in cultures, dynamic and challenging normativity. Distinction, corrective and de-individualizing heterotopia. Foucault did not add a clear differentiation into categories with regard to their normative weighting to his research on heterotopia. In fact, heterotopias are fundamentally normative, but in different ways. Some reinforce mainstream norms, others temporarily undermine them. So let us propose differentiating heterotopia into corrective and de-individualizing ones. Corrective: schools, prisons, psychiatric hospitals, barracks. de-individualizing brothels, theaters, cinemas, fairgrounds, holiday villages. Renaming Apollonian and Dionysian spaces. Friedrich Nietzsche developed his theory of art by comparing two principles, Apollonian and Dionysian. Apollonian is rational, constructive, corrective, and oriented towards the norm. Dionysian is irrational, destructive, directed against the norm, and de-individualizing. As an example, architecture is a model for the Apollonian, music for the Dionysian. But all other art forms can also have both Apollonian and Dionysian aspects, and in the Gesamtkunstwerk, all aspects as well as art forms are combined, as Nietzsche states in The Birth of Tragedy. If we combine Foucault's Heterotopia research and Nietzsche's structural principles of art, two classifications for order spaces emerge: Apollonian or corrective heterotopia. Schools, prisons, psychiatric hospitals, barracks. As an example, Nazi rally architecture by Albert Speer, grand symmetrical structures for corrective manipulation. Dionysian, de-individualizing heterotopia, brothels, theaters, cinemas, fairgrounds, holiday villages. For example, Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut, ritualistic elitism in cloistered settings, de-individualizing. About the ritual. A ritual is a communicative sequence that follows fixed rules and has a high symbolic content, says Walter Burkhardt in Homonicans. Mircea Eliade in The Sacred and the Profane, the Nature of Religion, has got the following point of view. For religious men, space is not homogeneous. He experiences interruptions, breaks in it. Some parts of space are qualitatively different from others. Rituals in the media, in Eliade's sense, repetition, symbolism, collective participation, performative order. Apollonian or corrective rituals, for example, sports broadcasts, World Cup opening ceremony, news formats with a fixed rhythm, Oscars or other award ceremonies. Dionysian, de-individualizing rituals. Reality TV formats, for example, Big Brother, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, TikTok challenges, and so on. About the egregor. An egregor is the collective, energetic expression of the will of a group of people. The term comes from the Greek egregio, meaning to awaken. In occult understanding, egregors are energetic expressions of the feelings, ideas, forces, and acts of will of a group. As Mark Sedgwick in Against the Modern World points out, an egregor is a group mind formed by the common intentions and activities of a particular esoteric group. Egregors in the media, symbol systems, according to Sedgwick, but also in occult tradition, collective forms of consciousness, energetically fed group psyches. Apollonian or corrective egregors, fan collectives, fandoms, hashtags as collective resonance spaces, for example, Me Too, Je suis Charlie. Dionysian, de-individualizing egregors, for example, online cult communities, such as Red Pill, Incel, Manosphere, QAnon, and other conspiracy movements, memes as viral energy carriers. Pattern recognition and symbol literacy is very important for everybody who wants to understand media mass manipulation. Again, the formula is Heterotopia plus ritual equals egregor. Heterotopia, the other word, is the space where ritual takes place and an egregor emerges. What kind of heterotopia is it? Apollonian or Dionysian or combined? Ritual, symbolic communication, is the action within heterotopia leading to an egregor. What kind of ritual is it? Apollonian or Dionysian or combined? Egregor, the manifestation of collective will, is the effect of the action within space heterotopia. What kind of egregor is it? Apollonian or Dionysian or combined? Identifying the structural elements of media mass manipulation by the formula heterotopia plus ritual equals egregor means that each and every example of media events can be analyzed through the lens of heterotopia in the Apollonian or corrective or Dionysian or de-individualizing form plus ritual in the Apollonian or corrective or Dionysian or de-individualizing form equals egregor in the Apollonian or corrective or Dionysian or de-individualizing form. Conclusion. Mass manipulation today does not rely on overt coercion, but on ritualized repetition, embedded in physical and digital space. Media, architecture, and interface no longer merely reflect symbol. They simulate Apollonian and Dionysian heterotopia, ritual, and egregor. What once emerged through collective myth now arises algorithmically, through spectacles, interface, and immersive design. Philosophy today must move beyond critique. It must become spatially literate, able to read the architectures we inhabit and to resist the rituals that script our inner narratives and make egregors emerge. Thank you very much for your attention.